is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips, and I will spell. Cause they don't just play, but they can rap as well. Liverpool FC.
My idea was to go Liverpool into
And it feels like money, and it feels like it feels like Salah too. It feels like money. Come on, and I'm buzzing right now. Come on, bro. Listen, man. I just needed to celebrate, man. It's been a long time since I could celebrate a win, some goals. The front three even though Salah didn't score, he just looked like he was back. Technically he did score, but we'll get into that. Yeah, man, I'm just happy, man. Because Engineer Sam, we needed that performance, didn't we, man? It's about time.
Oh, do you want me to be involved in this? Like, you were just chatting away, like, I didn't even know if you like wouldn't be involved or,
okay.
What happened to my introduction?
No. I got more to say because certain man looked at me, said to me, I was on Talk Sport last night on the sports bar, and Mr. Goldstein, I said to him, do you know what? Yeah, there was actually a turning point in that game against United in the FA Cup, and he was like, a turning point in defeat. He said, that's strange. I've never heard that before. I was like, okay, and that just proved me right today, boys. You know what I'm saying? Like that performance against Manchester United in the Cup, 100%. There was many positives. Yeah. I feel like the shackles were off against them in the Cup, and we went forward, and we managed to score a couple goals, and it showed tonight, man, that the confidence came back to us, man. I mean, so I'm happy. I'm a happy man today, people. Anyway, it's me, your boy Slim, as always. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Engineer Sam in the building.
What's happening, man?
And
finally, a win.
And Mr. Hills has decided to join us as well. What's happening, man?
Yeah, man. Much happier, Mr. Hills. You know what I mean?
What you saying? Uncle Wayne, his nephew, yeah?
Listen, that's my new thing. I thought, listen, I ain't going to watch this game with no nerves tonight, so I better pour out a little something, you know what I mean? I ain't even bother with the glass. Smash it in the pineapple cart, you know what I mean?
Hey, Chris, like publicly, like you owe me an apology, innit? Because you lied to man and you got me upset for a good 3 weeks when football wasn't going good. I believed in you. I believed in you, Chris. And you told me some shit about Liverpool that did not come true. Yeah, and I've been upset with you since then. So come on.
Listen, it's not even that. It's not even that. Listen. I believe in the Reds, right? So I'm gonna talk my smack. I'm gonna talk my ish. You got to back them. You know what I mean? We've had horrendous injuries, and we're still performing. Like when what's name went down tonight? When Fabinho went down tonight, man, I was ready to just.
That's what I want to say. That
throw my hands in the air, man,
made us raise the eyebrows, innit?
Trust
because
me.
obviously, Fabinho's been our makeshift centre back, and the rumours were flying around today, weren't they, Chris, that he wasn't going to start, and lo and behold.
Yeah. The funny thing is, people know I'm a big Klopp guy, so I get to the point where in a few of the other games, I'm not worried about tactics, and the thing is, Klopp literally said today what I've been echoing is it's not about form or tactics, it's about us. Sometimes the attitude that is necessary to get yourself through these games, and I just felt like it hasn't always been there over the last couple of.
But you told me it was, Chris.
You know what I mean? But we're spoiled as fans, Liverpool fans, because
you told me we'd be okay. And as my senior uncle, Mr. Hills, listen, I believed you. No, Uncle Chris, I believed you, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got
I wanted it to be real, man.
I don't want brothers out here sitting there rest. You know what I mean? I'm trying to uplift my guy. My job is to uplift you, man, not drag you down. I'm with the positives, man. That's why. You know what I mean? That's what it's about, man. I ain't gonna go and do no Deepak Chopra.
You know what?
I forgive you.
And here for that, because today, before the game, there was a little bit of negative energy flowing around the group, and I just said, you know what? Despite the problems, the injuries, or whatever you believe FSG should be doing, let's just go into every game positive, because that positive is there. And I think A couple of the
A little bit,
guys
yeah.
took me in, and that positive energy, man, it was rewarded today, man.
This is what did it. This is what did it, Slim. 100% I'm with that. Do you know what I mean? I think once you come in, because I was going to say something similar, but I didn't want to get, I was drinking my rum already. I didn't want to ruin my hair and start cussing me and stuff like that. So I held it down. But when you come in with it, I was like, yeah, what I mean? I was waving the flags and all kinds of,
Yeah.
all confetti and all kind of madness when you come in with that still. So, no, I agree with you 100%. We needed to remain positive, because like, what we're going to do, like, we know what it is. For Rival fans, besides the Panther, we know
100%.
fully fit, we're 10, 15 points clear.
Agree on that.
People can talk this, Matt. We was asked in a group, I think a couple of weeks ago, has the league got better or worse? The league has remained the same. The only change is Liverpool. The only change is us. If we're whole and we're playing, we dominate. We're easily the best team in the league. And I'm not saying that just because we won. But when you sustain the level of injuries that we have and people are shifted around, you're never going to get that consistency of performance or energy. Plus,
Well, this,
we've been destroying
exactly
teams for
that,
3
Chris.
years.
I
so
said
you
it the
can't-
other day. I said,
you've got to
look,
be
yeah,
realistic.
we've been
I think
flying high for 3 seasons. It's hard to maintain that level of intensity, especially with the injuries. And second of all, I think everybody forgets Man City had this drop off last season. Now, obviously, we were amazing last season, but the fact that they finished so far behind us goes to show the drop off they had, because the couple seasons before, we pushed it. They'd gone far, and then we pushed them the season after that. Do you see what I'm saying? So they had their drop off. So it was inevitable that it was going to come to us. So I just feel like if we can win the league this season, small miracle. If not, as long as we're in and around it in the mix, I'm a happy man. Do you know what I mean?
I feel you. I feel you on that. I kind of
I'm
feel
the
like
same. I'm
I don't
the same
expect
way
us to
about
win
it.
the league, but I really, really just want to compete. I want to compete, and I don't want to be scrambling around with Arsenal fans talking to me about their 4 points behind us or for whatever nonsense it is. I want to be competing, because
I
I've
blame
got
you
a
for
lot of
that.
them
You
around
can't
me, bro.
listen to
I've got a
Arsenal fans. The
lot of
Arsenal
them
fans, they're
around me.
traumatized. They got
But
PTSD. They got PTSD, man. You can't listen to them guys. Them guys have been getting slapped about like a Tory MP in a brothel, man. Listen, they've been getting beaten. Listen, the little blip we have, and look at the level of depression
But
we've dipped to.
that's because
Imagine
we've
being
set such high
Arsenal
standards. The
for the
team has
last
set such
couple of
high
years.
standards for us fans, and when it dips below that standard, it almost feels like a depression. Do you know what I mean? So it's
it has been.
understandable.
It has been, man. I mean, whoever thought that we'd go a month without winning a league game, a month without scoring a league goal? Them things are
8
just
hours.
insane. It's
8
nightmare
hours.
stuff. It's nightmare stuff. So to be suffering it during lockdown in January when it's cold, when it's dark, it has felt horrible. And so to get that today, I actually feel like the year started again and the season started again. And we can start to compete again. And that's, for me, that's all that's important, competing, because I don't expect us to win the league given our injuries and given how Man City have stepped up again. So just to compete, and I'm happy, man.
Well, let's talk a little. No, hold on, Chris. Let's talk a little bit
The
more
thing
about
is, I don't
today's
even think.
game. Yeah, let's just talk.
I was gonna say,
So obviously, as we said, Fabinho was out. So there was a little bit of worry about Henderson from the previous show. We were concerned whether Henderson was going to be fit enough to start, but he obviously made it, and it was himself and Matip at centre back. And for 45 minutes, they did well. And Matip. Can we just give a special shout out to Matip how he
yeah.
handled Hyun-Min Son?
Chris,
This is
sorry
the
to
annoying
cut you,
thing about
bro.
Matip,
Chris,
though.
sorry to cut you.
If
Slim ran
he's
me at half time
annoying,
and I said he's annoying because he's such a fucking good footballer, but he can't stay fit. And that exact moment, what he did to Son
this is
was like it's
exactly,
draining because
100%.
he's so good, but his injury is just gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna happen
Yeah,
today in the game, but
yeah.
but it's like it's a wind up, innit? Because he's a good footballer, man.
It is. No, you nail on the head. I was literally about, you took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say the same thing. The reason why these people are annoyed at him is not because they don't respect his game. It's the opposite. We know he's quality. When he's fit, he is easily top 3 defenders in the league. People will dispute that fact, but they're not paying attention. The annoying thing comes from the fact that he's never, this guy, seriously, man, he gets injured like looking at himself in the mirror. Do you know what I mean? So he's straining an eyeball or something. He kills me. He's annoying. He's annoying. You know what I mean? And I mean, considering if they don't get a player in on loan
Well,
before the
well,
window
let's
shuts, I think it's a
well,
disgrace. And
let's
I'm
not
not
go there
somebody,
yet. Let's not
like I
go
said,
there
I'm a
yet.
big fan of.
But I think for the first 45 minutes, him and Henderson together, I think they were actually a good partnership. I mean, there was the scary moment in the beginning, which I was actually quite annoyed by, where Kane obviously drops in and gets the ball, and I think did he pass it to Bergwijn, who then threads it through to Son? I thought I thought that tactic would have been.
Yeah,
There are numerous videos on that. That's what Spurs like to do: drop Kane in the hole to play those balls over the top round the corner for Son and vice versa. And I thought one of the holders, because we had two in the holding role, Wijnaldum and Milner, and I thought one of them would either get close to him or one of the centre backs would step out. Probably I thought Henderson should be the one to step out, but he got that space early minutes of the game and they scored. But VAR, we're going to come to that in a minute. Before that chance though, Stadio, man. Oh man, talk to me, Sam, man. What was your cousin
Do you
doing,
know?
man?
Do you know? I kind of feel like he's lost a bit of powers since he stopped putting the Jerry juice in his hair, man. Like he needs to do his hair, get the strip back. Yeah,
again, you're killing me tonight,
yeah.
Sam.
He's
On
got
the
to sort
money,
his hair up.
you're on the money again.
He's got like the bit growing
Ever since he's
forward.
got that
Yeah, and then the rest of it's going back.
that kind of
Like, get
the faded,
get to Amazon, get the SKL
the
activator
faded
kit,
five
sort
head.
yourself out, man. Sort yourself out. But anyway, like in terms of his footballing ability,
Listen,
today, yeah, Mane was that guy who was trying so hard, but his touch was not there tonight. Like whatever you want to say about it, all the chances of falling to him, his touch was not there tonight, but he kept on going, and I think that miss in the first 2 minutes.
you know what I like
That miss in
though.
the first few
You
minutes,
know what I like
that
though.
spurred him on because he was angry with himself. You could see that. And he didn't shrink. He was like, "Do you know what? I'm going to make up for that." And he kept on going, getting in the right positions. All the chances were falling to him. And I was proper over happy for him because he really, really earned his goal. And he deserved it, man. And you know what? I'm going to call it. He's our most important player. He is our most important player. There is people we can get
100%.
away with not being in the team and still winning. But for me, Mane is our most important player.
Do you know what? Yeah, I disagree with you.
I agree.
There was a time where I probably would have agreed with you, but I disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. Because when he comes off of the bench and comes onto the pitch, he doesn't affect the game like our most important player. Who did he come on against? Manchester United. He doesn't affect the game like our most important player would. Do you see what I'm saying?
He's not a great sub. He's not a great. I'll give you that. He's not a great sub, but I think what I got most about tonight, and it's not even his goal, is that he was taking people on again. He hasn't been doing that. When you know, what I mean, whether he succeeds in his dribble or not,
Yeah, when
I like to
he's got
see
the ball at his
Mane.
feet
Mane
and
said
he
he's
stands
definitely
people
taking
up, he
people on
shifts
and
it
causing
quickly,
havoc.
and yeah, I agree with you. There was a point in the second half where
Yeah,
he did a couple
yeah.
step overs and
He,
then he came off the back of his heel,
he
and I
hasn't.
was like, oh man.
Oh, that was flames. How did he do that? That was too dread. That was too dread. Dope.
I wasn't even mad. I
But
wasn't even mad. I was just happy to see him doing it.
for me, the most
I was happy to see
important
him doing it.
player is Firmino, man. When that guy is playing football, like Ryan said, man, we are just singing from a different hymn sheet, bro. Like,
I understand why you say that. I do understand why you say that, but I just think because of his, like, this is for me the worst form I've
Really?
seen Mane in since he's been in a Liverpool shirt. In terms of his confidence, his touch, um, the way he tried
I
to take the
disagree
first
with
chance
you.
he had, he just tells you that
I
he's not
disagree
confident
with you. I don't
because he could
think
have easily.
Mane suffers with lack of confidence. I think he believes in himself. I said it to Sam at half time. He plays like that kid still back in Africa on the sand with the rocks with no boots on. He plays with that hunger and that desire and that determination, even when he misses a chance. He believes. I believe he believes in him in
I don't
his
know.
source, not in an arrogant way,
I agree. He
just
does
in
believe in
the
himself. He does believe in
yeah.
himself, but yeah, no,
He
I agree as well.
off in the
But I just
sense
think he's
of
been slightly
he's not
off.
bagging as many as what he has been, but I don't think that confidence. Nah, if anyone suffers from a lack of confidence, for me, Firmino's the biggest one who loses confidence, and then Salah would be next for me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
But Mane, he has it in bags, man. And it's what I like about his confidence. It's humble confidence. It's not a look at me. You know what I mean? Like, no, he's just he knows what he's capable of, and he knows when he can do better. Hence that chance. He knows he can do better than that. So he carries on. He pushes and he pushes and he pushes, and he sets up Firmino for the first goal, man. I mean, what more could you ask, man? It was lovely.
Yeah, no, I mean, earlier I was starting to think it was going to be another one of them games, but I was hoping for something to ricochet off somebody backside or something and going to let you. I mean, we needed something, man. It was just, I mean, I remember watching the Newcastle game a couple of games back, and I thought we could have won that game easily if our finishing was a little better. And I just sometimes you just need a bit of luck and stuff like that. I think we got, well, it's not lucky with the Tottenham goal because it's technically within the rules. It was offside. I mean, I personally don't think goals like that should be offside, but it's just the way I see football. But tonight I don't really care because
we got to take it. When we get a VAR decision, we just got to take it and run, bro. It's like I've not actually seen us get a VAR decision in a game, and then not get one against us in the same game. So even it balanced up today. So let's just take it and run. Let's not even talk about it. Just take it.
And you could tell, you could see when the VAR result came in, what he was like, yes, we finally got one type of thing.
As soon as we're here, let's talk about VAR. Obviously, like I said,
you know what I mean?
Son's goal was ruled offside. He had a hit. He was literally a heel that was offside. You could see it in the graphics. It was a heel offside. But then we had a goal ruled out for offside. The Salah goal in the build up.
No, that was for handball.
Yes, I know. The Salah goal was ruled out. As I was saying, it was ruled out for handball in the build up. That's what I was saying.
All right, go on then.
Thank you. Surely, if it's a handball, they got to give the handball off of Dyer. Was it Dyer first?
You'd think so.
I don't understand these rules, man. I don't understand these rules. I mean, it's handball. It's handball. I don't understand how they make out one handball.
Do you know what, Chris?
Is irrelevant,
Chris,
but
looking at the
one
replay,
counts. I don't know.
I kind of see why they gave it against us now, because Dyer's arm was really close to his body. It was almost alongside his stomach.
What? It was close to Firmino's body, bro.
No. It wasn't. It was next to his body as well. So it wasn't away from his body. It wasn't away from his body. Whereas, yeah, but if
it was across, it was
but it was close to him as well. It wasn't out. Is what I'm saying. It wasn't out. Whereas Firmino's was out.
No, but it was across Firmino's body.
You could call it a foul, definitely.
Had his arm not been across Firmino's body and it bounced off of his arm, it hits Firmino's chest. He controls that better.
Possibly, but you got to think: does he get a slight advantage by it hitting his arm? It comes over towards his left that allows him to pass it to Tiago, who then spreads it to Mane. So I think there wasn't a slight advantage there. I'm only saying this because, like, we won the game, but I'm trying to understand the mechanics of the new handball rule.
He gained an advantage. You're right. He gained an advantage, but he only gained the advantage from the handball that occurred before that. Had it not bounced off Dyer's arm, it would never hit Firmino's arm. Do you get what I'm saying? So you've got to look at it. If you're going to go back to the Firmino handball, you've got to go to the handball before that. Yeah. It's not like Firmino chested it and then controlled it with his arm all day. It's come off another.
And the fact that they gave the handball to Tottenham on top of it, I was like, what? If they'd have said, okay, I would have accepted it if they'd have gone straight, okay, it assisted the goal because it came off his arm. I didn't like it, but I would have accepted it to a certain extent because of the way they've been doing handballs. But the fact that they then gave a free kick to Tottenham, I was like,
confused.
How you make sense of that when it come off my hands first?
Man, but as you know, VAR is not Liverpool's friend, and Liverpool are not friends with VAR. So you know what? That was the decision. But we kind of went ahead. But now we've spoken about VAR. Let's just forget that, man. Trent Alexander-Arnold, man. I said it a few weeks ago, man, that he needed the AA, and I think they've been out to see him and they've given him a new battery. He's got new brake pads. Yeah, he's got new tires because today some of his crossing today was perfect. Like I believe his crossing recently has been aimless. And he's been tossing those balls into areas where tall number 9s would attack a ball. But the cross he put in for Sadio's goal was absolutely. It was one of those like free kick crosses that takes defenders out of it, but the keeper can't come for it. It was perfect.
Yeah, brilliant, bro. Brilliant. Like the last, I mean, I saw signs in the United game. You know, I thought he was a bit better in United. He weren't perfect, but I saw a bit of signs. I didn't really expect this performance today, I got to say. But there was definitely signs in United game that he was coming back to it, and he was. I can't remember him making a mistake. His passes were generally accurate. To coming back. He's not the best version of Trent ever, but he was back to being Trent as opposed to what I mean. His poor cousin just Arnold. Do you know what I mean? But he was definitely better. Like for me, there was a number of players that you could have called man of the match. For me, he was my man of the match simply because he got a goal and an assist. You could give it to several other players as well because I thought it was a great team performance. But I'd give it to Trent simply because he's been struggling. And I was even, if he'd have continued, I would have even asked for Nico to come in for a little bit, even for 1 or 2 games, just to give him a little rest.
Somebody did say it. Somebody did say it. I can't remember who said it.
He was the man today.
Trent was sort of off form. You've got to play yourself into form. And I think keeping him in the team and keeping him playing and playing and playing, he started to today show signs that he's playing himself back into form. So, yeah, man, I think taking players out doesn't work anymore. I think you've got to leave them in, and they've got to fight through the bad patch, if you like.
I think you're right in that to a degree, but I think if you have a high quality replacement to take someone out for, then it should happen.
Yeah.
I.e., when firms came out for Jota, but I just don't think anyone else is. We got the replacements. We ain't got them.
Yeah.
We ain't got them.
No. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that for the most part. But the only reason why I said at one point, I think it was his performance against Southampton, was so poor that it was unrecognizable. I don't know who that guy was that was impersonating Trent. Like I said, it must have been his bootleg cousin Arnold. I don't know who that guy was, but to give the game, how much effort it takes to give the ball away 38 times. I was like, who is this guy impersonating Trent? It was madness. I'd never seen him perform that badly. So at that point, I was like, because I'm not somebody who wants to give up on players like that, but that performance concerned me a great deal. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. He was unrecognizable.
No, it was bad. It was bad, but he seems to be back on track, and so we're happy for that. Another man I want to talk about is Mr. Alcantara, Tiago. Why is his tackling so bad? Tell me, Sam, please.
Do you know what? I never thought I would see a man in midfield in Liverpool a worse tackler than James Milner. Yeah, he's got the title, mate. He's got the title. Leo said in the group he needs to learn how to tackle. No, that's incorrect. Don't tackle. You're not there for that. Don't tackle. Don't slide in. I know he gets frustrated when he misplaces a pass, which is rare, and he tends to dive in. Or he wants to actually show that despite being a small guy, he can handle the physical side of the game in central midfield. And I'm like, it is SMS, isn't it?
That's what it is. It's little man syndrome.
You know what I mean? Short man syndrome. There's no need, Tiago. There's no need.
Yeah,
because when I see him dive in, and he always is like, got the ball. Yeah, no, you never do. You never do. And more time, you're diving in, and you're getting a yellow for your first challenge. Just because it's wild. And I'm like, I don't understand. And you see that more as well when he's playing as a 6. Which is why I don't want to see him play as a 6. He will get sent off. He will get sent off sooner or later.
That was a good thing today. We did discuss that on the preview. Professor Paul and myself were saying we didn't want to see him at the 6. We wanted to see him a bit further forward, and he played in the 8 today. Give me an assessment of Tiago in the 8 role, Chris.
Adequate. I'm not worried about I don't think his performance has been great, but I'm not worried about him because you can't switch off class. I mean, like I said, form is temporary and all that sort of stuff. But I think we're having to make adjustments all over the pitch because the team seems slightly unbalanced because we're having to play people out of position. Like I think if Fabinho's in the midfield with Tiago, then we're sitting here talking about 10 out of 10 performances. The guy hasn't played for the majority of the season. Um, and for me, I think he's had off games, but I don't think he's ever been terrible, personally. And like I said, I'm not worried about his talent. I watched the guy play football, and I think he will benefit from for me, Fabinho come back into midfield. And I know people don't like it because he's not popular, but I think somebody like Keita, I think he will enjoy playing with as well, simply because they're one-touch footballers and they're both very clever
I think a
footballers, and I
midfield
think
of
they will
Keita
bring
and
the best out
Tiago
of each
is
other.
too much. I don't think they would work. I think
With Fabinho sitting, I think
I
it could
just think the
work
way we play with our
because I
fullbacks
think it's
getting
just.
forward, they wouldn't cover enough ground. We'd be too exposed.
But this is the thing, because of our over-reliance, which has been highlighted in recent games, our over-reliance on the creativity of our fullbacks, we can switch it up. I'm not necessarily talking about starting games with them, but I'm talking about later on in games, putting that midfield in and just letting them try and create, working with the front three and creating. Because I think um, the annoying thing is about, because like I said, some people think Keita plays badly. I don't. My only gripe with Keita is his fitness. I think when he plays, he contributes. A lot of people expect him to be doing multiple step overs and banging in for 30 yards, but it's more than that for me. Sometimes it's like one of our biggest problems in recent games is players hanging onto the ball too much and slowing the game down, and our passing not being quick enough. Keita, um, Fabinho to a lesser extent, Tiago, these guys will know how to play that one touch football, even them little
Well,
passes that shift people out of
yeah, but
position and stuff like that.
I
It's
kind of
the
disagree with you a
it's
little bit on
yeah,
Tiago
it's the
because
nuance. You understand?
I did say it earlier in another pod that Didi Hamann said that Thiago is not a Liverpool player, he slows down the play too much. But I said this to Sam. Yeah, but that's what I thought. But I said this to
A
Sam.
man's an
Thiago
idiot.
actually does slow down the play, and I'm going to tell you how. He slows down the play. He gets the ball, and he does actually stop the ball longer than what is probably necessary. But he's surveying. Yeah, there's a reason. He's surveying what's around him.
There's a
But
reason for that.
then, yeah, but hold on. But then
And the
to
movement
kind
has
of
been
contradict
poor.
myself, he does speed up the play because the pass that he plays is incisive, it's quick, it's through the lines, which ultimately speeds up the play. Because the pass, he doesn't get the ball, slow it down, and then play it sideways like say a Henderson used to, and kind of does at times now, or even Wijnaldum does. He slows it down so he can have a look, maybe draw a man in because the ball's sort of stationary or slower. Then it's a quick ball round the corner or into someone's feet. So he does slow it down, but with his pass, it speeds it back up, right back up, because it's always incisive. So
Just to add to that, just to
In
add
our
to that,
current in our
Tim,
current midfield, he
the one
slows it
thing
down.
I've noticed about Tiago in that what you've mentioned is true, but he never underhits a pass. It's always fizzed in. So it's either bang on the money or it's overhit. And for me, that's perfect because if you underhit a pass in your centre midfield, you're going to get overloaded and
yeah,
you're going to get broken on. He
yeah,
never underhits a pass. There's always pace on it. So
yeah.
although he's taking a touch and it's technically it looks fantastic, he's looking left, he's looking right, he always punches it in. And so for that reason, it doesn't slow down our play at all. It just looks like it's slowing down the play, but if you do that, if you swap him with Wijnaldum does that and he takes the 3-4 touches as well, but then he tends to go sideways, and that
Yeah.
is really detrimental.
That's how you slow down
Really
the play by
detrimental. That's
moving
how
it
you slow it
sideways
down.
when he needs to go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
Thiago, go on, Chris.
Also, no, I was gonna say. Also, you have to understand. You've got to take what you're seeing of Thiago now as a bit of an abnormality because I think if the movement in the front three is quicker, remember he's come from Barcelona where they're taught to hold on to the ball unless you see a chance that you can create. So I think we can all agree that the movement or the form of the front three has not been great in recent games. And if you look at a lot of the games, people have been static. There's been no movement. So he's been trained from a kid not to release that ball unless there's a pass on or there's movement. If you can't find the pass, you recycle it. So it seems like he's slowing it down, but it's because the general movement of runners from midfield and the front three it's been lacking. Do you know what I mean? Today was one of the few games where you see people running off people and spinning off and making runs inside and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Not just random runs, like intelligent runs and stuff like that. And I think, like I said, when eventually we get Fabinho back into midfield and our front three and Jota comes back and there's a bit of a challenge
Yeah,
up there and they start making them runs, I think you'll see
we know though. Once we
the
get our,
first
like you
time
said it
pass,
already,
the first
once
time
we get
pass
our
a lot
full
more.
strength squad back, we're almost unbeatable. Do you see what I mean? But you know what is what it is when it comes to injuries. But just again on Tiago playing in the 8, I think I prefer him in that position. And as much as he can't tackle, the tackles he's making, harmless where he's making them. Do you see what I'm saying? He's making them edge of the midfield, in the opponent's half, as opposed to if he's in a 6, they're closer to our box, and obviously they can load up and free kick, blah blah blah. So and then as well, him being an 8 allows his creativity to flow, and yeah, man. So I'm here for Tiago in the 8, and definitely looking forward to seeing like a Fabinho Henderson, a Fabinho Ronaldo combination with Tiago in front of them. Definitely looking forward to that.
Do you know the saddest thing about what you just said, bro? Do you know the saddest thing?
And I just want to say one
I
thing.
know what
We're
you're
not going
going
to
to
see
say.
that until
Go
next
on.
season, man. We're
I
not going
know.
to see that until next season, and that's just soul destroying to a certain degree because we know it's the perfect combination, and there's a variety of it as well. But Fabinho is now a centre back, isn't he?
One
Let's
of
be
those three
honest.
we might not get to see full stop next season, bro.
Well, yeah, there is that. Yeah, Winnie's done. We know this.
Yeah, Winnie.
Yeah.
It is what it is, you know what I mean? But I like to say, like, on the back of that, I think this game, even though we were nervous before, was the perfect game for us after the United one because, like I said, we saw a glimpse of what was coming back to the team in the United game. But Jose Mourinho and his ultra negative tactics played right into our hands. It helped us because it gave us the confidence to go forward and do what you want to do because you know that he's not going to push too many people forward to affect us. We handled them. I didn't expect that. If they'd have gone for us from the first whistle, I think we might have been in a bit of trouble with our defensive issues. But they played right into our hands by not even. I don't know what he was trying to do. They got some fantastic attacking players, and they're at home, and he's still trying to nick it. Somebody should ask him who's the best team tonight. If he still
They
thinks
did
were
carry
a
a
better team.
threat. They did carry a threat during the game. I mean, they had the ball while in the first half. They had the ball over the top, and Son did get in a couple of times. And I was a little bit concerned by that. But come the second half, like I said, Harry Kane going off, they just lost their erection, and that was it, boy. Not without
Did
Harry
they create
Kane.
a chance? Did they create a chance second half?
That's what I said. Second half, they were limp, man. They were limp.
That's
They
what I'm
didn't
trying to
have
say,
anything. Do you know what I mean? So.
And the thing is, my neighbor, I'm going to send him this podcast. He's a Tottenham fan. He was like, "We'll probably give you a win." So they got a little bit of run left. I'm gonna have to pour him a drink
Needed, mate.
because we appreciate the 3 points.
It was definitely needed. I want to give a special shout out to James Milner, man, because I just feel like this guy, man, like he's a consummate professional, man. I mean, how old is he? 33,
My guy.
34?
35.
234.
He's on like 550 appearances, like in the Premier League. Like, the guy is he's just a machine, and he's just so good at what he does, man. Like he just, like he was so professional is the only word I can use, man. Today in his performance, he was breaking up play.
Ultimate
He
pro.
was just doing all the things that you
Ultimate pro.
needed a guy in his position in the middle of the park to do, man. He was just covering. He was everywhere. He was in attack. In the first half, I saw him making some good runs across the back five as Tottenham were playing. Oh yeah, man, Milner, man. I made huh?
You know what I love about him though? When you're trying to manage a game, I don't think there's a better player in world football
Oh,
that
Chris.
can win you.
Yes,
win
I
you
know
a free
exactly
kick.
what you're talking
He's
about on the
brilliant at it,
touchline.
man.
Yeah. That experience, you can't buy that.
Yeah,
He just kind of
I
flopped
love
forward,
that.
boy,
Yeah.
and he got the free kick.
Yeah. You got to credit for that, man. I love that. When I saw that, I was like, that's what we need. Some game management, man. Smart, intelligent football. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey, Chris,
That
be
guy's straight to the
careful,
IQ
man.
academy, man. He knows what he's
You
doing.
burn a lot of players with that talk there. Just be easy.
Hey, listen. What a great injury record is different from IQ. If you got the IQ, you got the IQ. If you ain't got the physical tools to, utilize the IQ, I
Do you know
can't do
what?
nothing about
Do
that.
you
He's
know
still got
what
it.
kind of interests me about Milner? It's
Milner's
like
got the whole
a
thing.
lot
innit?
of us when we see his name on the team sheet, we're like, oh shit, Milner's starting a game, and you kind of have really, really limited expectations.
Shouts
But
out
every
to
once in a
Paul.
while, oh yeah, Paul. Every once in a while, he does bring out a performance. You think to yourself, he's got 1 in 5 games out of him where he actually plays like a really, really good, solid midfielder. You can't play him like 3-4 games in a row or anything like that, but he done well, man.
I didn't
He done
mind.
really well.
I didn't mind when I saw his name. I didn't mind when I saw his name. There's something about. I get why people feel nervous. I feel nervous when him and
Brexit midfield.
Hendo and Wijnaldum played. That was it. The Brexit midfield. I'm not a fan of. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. But for some reason, I didn't.
That's
I
exactly
understood
it, Chris.
what Klopp
In
was doing
Klopp we
bringing him into
trust.
this
If
game.
Klopp sees fit to start Milner, there's a good reason for Milner's presence in the midfield. So I feel like when people see his name on the team sheet and they start with that, like Paul was like, I think everyone wasn't getting at him. He was just saying, Milner, I'd rather play Jones. He was saying, there's a reason why Jones doesn't start him.
I was just about to say
Paul
he
gets
should
really
upset that
emotional
Jones
if his
playing when he
favourites
had
don't
nothing
get
to do with
played.
Milner.
You know what I
He gets a
mean? He
real
takes it
hard on for
personally.
players, and when they don't play, he gets upset, man. Crazy.
No, it's the thing is, like, the way I approach these games now, I'm like, I'm not gonna. I decided a long time ago, I'm not gonna give Klopp too much stick, no matter even if he gets it wrong, because the guy's squad has been, and he's trying to think, he's trying to work it out. It's not going well, and he's trying to work. So I understand that he's not going to be perfect. Remember, say the guy's human, so he's not infallible, or you know what I
He
mean.
got it right today.
He's going to make
Thank
mistakes. So
goodness he got it right today.
as I said, his quote at the end summarized what I think I've been saying since the get-go. People are talking about tactics, people are talking about formations, people are talking about players, and what did he say? Something like, it's not about form, it's not about shame, it's about us. It's about the mentality, and that's what was lacking. The lack of energy in the press, the lack of confidence in each other with the one-touch passing, the lack of confidence in the movement. When you get all them things right, man, you know what I mean? Well, we were at a stage one point. We were saying no matter who you put in the team's going to function. That shows you that they win away, and it's not a bad. It's a natural thing for teams to lose confidence. So I wasn't too mad at him. I didn't agree with some of the subs and stuff he was making, but I wasn't going as overboard as some people about. People got short memories, man. You can't.
The man
you
bought us
can't
our
get
first title in
halfway
30
into the
years.
season.
I think he's allowed a few mistakes, and he earned, he's earned our trust
3-4
and our
finals,
faith. Yeah,
Champions League.
He needs people
Allow
to
it, man.
relax when he gets things
He
wrong.
can get a few
when
things wrong.
They do things that he does things that they think is a bit questionable. Do you know what I mean? So that's why lately I haven't really been in the press, because I know there's been some Klopp outers and all of that probably flying around. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I can't.
I don't even pay attention to that stuff, man. Well, that for me, that's an advert for kids not taking drugs. It's just when people start chatting, man. Seriously, you're smoking something, man. Like high grade laced something. You can't be serious. It's just trolls. Just trolls or trolls on dry. I don't know what they are, but can't
Quick
take them people
mention
serious.
to Højbjerg's strike. I mean, I'm a football fan at first, innit? And I mean, what do you do about that? It's a great strike, man. The way he's hit it with the power and he's cut across the ball, man. I mean, wow. Just got to take it out. Yeah.
I was like, why us?
He's won a season,
Why
innit?
us?
He's won a season.
You know what I mean? When Messi score goes out, this guy ain't scored in like 2 years. And he bangs up. Remember that guy? It's a Tottenham player. I think it's under Houllier. He might have been under Houllier ref. I can't remember. That hit he scored a goal at Anfield from like about 40 yards out.
I think he
What's his name again?
Wasn't that Sissoko?
No. Wasn't it Eric Edmond? Eric Edmond, was it?
No.
Eric Edmond, yeah. From like 45
Yeah,
yards
something like
from
that.
madness. Yeah.
He's way
Yeah,
further out than that, Slim. Man, just beyond the centre circle, man clapped him straight to the top corner. I was like, what? Yeah, I mean, it was like one of them type of goals where this guy scored in like about a year or 2 years, something like that. I was saying,
weren't it? So it was like, stuff that you can do about them kind of goals, man. A great strike, man, and you got to admire a great strike. You know what I mean? Like you can admire it more when your team still wins. You know what I mean? And especially when you say 3-1, the score's going to be 3-1. You know what I'm saying? You don't mind. So it's cool.
Do you know what?
I was surprised at how poor they were defensively, though, because considering how many players they had like a low block. So I don't know how you defend that badly with a low block. It's mad. It's like they were standing there watching the ball, waiting for somebody to deal
Well,
with it. There was like
you
no
know what? How
leadership in
you
their team
defend badly?
today.
It's the wrong personnel. If you haven't got the right personnel for the job you want to achieve, then it's not going to work, is it? Do you know what I mean? So, like you can't have a back five and then you got Sadio Mane getting in the back and getting around the back and playing balls across your box. Do you know what I mean? So, I think his tactics were all wrong. I think Jose needs to stop with the negative tactics when it comes to Spurs playing the big teams, and he needs to release the players that he's got and let them actually go and play, man. I mean, he's got Gareth Bale sitting on the bench, brings him on with like 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, but he looks dead though. He looks finished.
He looks in
He
trouble.
looks finished. There's a reason why he's not playing for them, man. And it's like
Yeah, he
I'm
does.
looking at it now and I'm thinking, rah, all that stuff in
Yeah, he
Spain
looks
in
dead.
papers, what they were saying, were they actually right? Is he actually done? Because he can't get into the Spurs team. And when he comes on, he doesn't look like the same player at all.
I think if you sit on the bench for 2 years, no, if you sit on the bench, it's one that you've got to work at your craft, no matter how good you are. And if you're not playing,
Well, to be
you know
fair,
what I mean?
to
If you're injured,
I don't actually care. It's just a football fan in me. You know what I mean? I'm glad Bale's not that good. I'm glad he didn't come on and just do a
trust me,
madness
do I.
like he did against Inter Milan. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It's cool, innit? But I guess the only thing left to say on this game is who's your man of the match, boy? I'll start with you, Chris.
it's tricky. It's for me. It's between Trent and Millie, and I'm gonna go Trent because of the goal assist, and because I just think he did after the run of form.
What
He's had,
about
he
you, man?
deserves
Big
it more.
Sam?
So I'm gonna go Trent.
Do you know what? I've kind of changed my mind. Throughout the whole game, I was like, Trent. But thinking about what you mentioned about how we play differently when Firmino's on form, I kind of just feel like I want to give it to him. I said to my son at the time when we were playing, Firmino knows how to play in slow motion when it suits him, and then he quickens it when it suits him. He plays the game at his pace, and when he's doing that and he's on form, he makes it look so easy. And it's like he when he drifts away from players and he
Well, he's
looks
not
like he's got
forcing
no
it.
strength, no pace, but he's gone from them. And to shout out to James, who calls him the ghost, I saw it today, man. I really did. So I'm shouting it out to Firmino. Definitely Firmino for me.
Okay, fair enough. I got to shout out my guy Ronaldo, man. Seriously, man. Like, I feel like Trent definitely could get it. Firmino could definitely get it. Milner could definitely get man of the match. Even Henderson, to a degree, playing at the back, he played really well. But I just think Ronaldo today, for me, showed 100% what we're going to miss if we let him go on a free transfer. The way he was in tackles, he protected the ball, he got out of tight spaces. He was just, he was the reason why. I see why Leo's got a poster of him on his wall and worships him every night. You know what I mean? So, props to you, Uncle Leo, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw it.
But that's a good sign, though. It's a good sign that we can pick 3 different players. You know what I mean? When's the last time we played the game and thought, well, it could have been any one of them? Like I said, I would if the consensus was that it was any one of them players, I wouldn't have anything to say about it. I'll be happy with whoever you guys said was man of the match, and that's been rare in the last couple of months. So I think that's definitely a good sign.
So he's
going
gonna get my vote for man of the match. But yeah, man, 3 points after so long, man. It was just it was vital, man. It was good. It was a long time coming. Right, Engineer Sam, like, what are you saying on the time there, my brother? How long we got left?
We've got another 20 minutes, mate.
All right, cool. Let's get into the rest of the Premier League action then. Let's go back to Wednesday night and the 2-week champions.
Yeah. Shout out to the Manx who thought they were in the title race.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. The 2-week champions, Manchester United. All that big talk from Gary there. All that.
Well, Biggie, the late great Biggie Smalls called it, man. He said, man, you're aiming on the top of short like leprechauns. You know what I mean? It is what it is. These guys have been getting gassed and talking off being above Liverpool It's like I have more pride in United than
No,
United
I
fans
agree
do.
with you.
You should be
I
ashamed
It's
of
agree
poor.
with
yourselves.
you.
It's poor.
You're
I
better than
think,
that.
like you said, Chris, they were
You're
more
better
gassed
than
at the
that.
fact of being above the current champions than anything else. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. And the thing is, right, I'm not writing them off right now because they're still in the mix and anything can happen. But I just felt like they needed to be a bit more humble, especially man like Ransom Bants. Yeah, I'm saying, listen, this guy was
What did
talking.
he say?
Oh, I told you lot before. Klopp's like Mac makeup. It's coming off now. Da-da-da-da-da. The lights have come on in the club.
He's been straight giving Klopp
He
fellatio
was
for like 2 years. What's he
he,
talking about? Stop it, man. Behave yourself. Watch some of your old videos, man. It's like man, I had to open
no,
old files. Rewatch your old
he
videos. What
was
you,
he
what
was
you want? Stop
he
it.
was giving it.
He doesn't
I'm
even
not
like Oli.
like don't get me wrong. I'm here for the banter in it, like, and I haven't heard what his proper footballing opinion is, but the banter did burn a little bit because we were obviously in the barren spell in it. So I was like, it did burn a bit, but you know,
Listen, after that Pepe presence comment, you'd think man's be a little bit more humble. Show some humility, my guy. Seriously, you ain't there. You're not
anyway,
there yet.
Manchester
It's not
United went
Fergie
down.
time.
They lost 2-1 at home to Sheffield United. I didn't get to watch the game. Did you happen to see any highlights, Sam?
Yeah, I was. Do you know what? United. It's like I got a lot of weird kind of rituals when it comes to United. When I was watching their games, they kept on winning, so I was like, I don't really want to be involved. When I stopped watching their games, I was hearing their results and they kept on winning again. I thought, like, do you know what? Let me try and change it up. And I watched maybe 20 minutes of the second half towards the end, and I was flicking between that and the Leicester game, and they deserved to lose. They deserved to lose. They were lethargic. They were slow. There wasn't no
They
energy
were
about the
poor.
performance. It's like, you know what? It's like when Ole said after the FA Cup game that we've beaten the current champions. It's like he gassed himself. It was an FA Cup game in the fourth round. It wasn't an important game. It wasn't a semi-final. You know what I mean? It wasn't. It's not gonna. It's not gonna go close to the way for them actually winning that competition. So we need to sit down and realize, okay, it's a good win. Let's move on. You know what I mean? And the way they approached that game, Sheffield United had chances as well.
Mm.
And so I'm like, it is a bit of humility. It is a bit of humility. And yeah, let's see what they've got. Let's see if they've got any minerals. Because now
But
their players are looking shaky all of a sudden. You know what I mean? And it's like they're looking at Ole for guidance. And we know he ain't got a clue. He's just got a lot of talented players. So let's see what he can do now.
yeah,
Well,
I think
just throw
Guessing.
Fernandez
It's
in there,
guessing.
throw Rashford in there, put them
Guessing.
together, and
Constantly
let's just
guessing.
see. Hope it works. There ain't nothing more than that, you know. There ain't nothing more than that.
And what's his name? That guy. Like I said, he was back to his beautiful breast. My favorite player, Black Stuart Downing, aka Anthony Marsh. That guy is good. If there's any United players fans watching, that guy is garbage. I'm not even say garbage. I'm putting the French on it. Garbage, rubbish. Black Stuart Downing, basic kick and chase footballer. He's rubbish. This guy, remember they had the nerve to
Rude.
call this guy the new Henri. The new Henri. Ugh, insulting. Henri, if he had COVID, get out of here with that
listen,
nonsense. I'm
I said
telling you,
it.
leave
I
me
said it to
alone.
my family, yeah, my cousin
Garbage
who's a
player.
Man United fan. I said it like this Man United team are nowhere near the Man United of old. Like I said, football fan first. Whether you like them or hate them, you've got to respect their achievements. And their achievements under Fergie were amazing. And the way their team played under Ferguson was
100%.
amazing. They played great football. They had an identity. This whole sit back and counter attack thing that they got against us, I don't know what Man United team this is personally. Do you know what I mean? A lot of Man United fans said to me after, well, not a lot, a couple of Man United fans said to me after, we don't care, we're winning, we'll take it, blah, blah, blah. I said, for me, if I
How
was
the
a Man
mighty have fallen.
huh?
How the mighty have fallen.
That's exactly how I look at them. That's exactly how I look. Yeah. So I guess they didn't.
Garbage.
I guess that's the difference between champions and people without titles for 7 years. The mentality is different. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why we call ourselves the mentality monsters, and that's why we can do what we do because of how we go about our business and the belief we have on the pitch. And they're just learning again, man. Do you know what I mean? So they need to humble themselves.
Well, people don't realize, man. Like I said, it takes a while to get back to that. The funny thing is, I know they'd be happy because they're doing a lot better than they were before. But I'm genuinely surprised by some of the energy. Like you telling me that Rand said that, I was like, this guy's been bigging up Klopp and putting down Ollie for how long? So I was like, really? He said that? I was surprised.
It's all
But I
tongue
know
in
it's,
cheek,
it's
isn't it?
banter
But
and
you
all
know,
that. It's all good. But
I'd love to hear his real footballing opinion. Rance, if you
yeah,
ever hear this, man, like there's a spot on here for you, man. Yeah, I mean, we'd love to have it out
he's a
here
funny
with
guy
you,
though.
man. You know what I'm saying?
Funny guy.
But
I'm looking forward to. I'm looking
expressions,
forward to hearing what's his name, his brother. It's
yeah.
expressions. That's my that guy's funny, man.
He'll be in
That
pain
guy's too
tonight,
funny. I'm looking forward
definitely.
to seeing his reaction
So
from
yeah, like I
tonight.
said, they lost 2-1 to Sheffield United. Also on Wednesday night, little brother drew with Leicester. I didn't get to watch any of the football this week for some strange reason. So that keeps Everton off of our backs. I think if they won that, they would have been on our heels. You know what I mean? And you know what it's like. Yeah, you know what it's like.
Above us, I think.
We would have started the game
They might have
behind
been
them,
above us,
definitely. Yeah, but you know.
but they would have imploded. I wouldn't have worried about that.
No,
They would
but
have
Chris, you know
imploded.
what it's like when little
They're not used to
brothers
them dizzy
ahead of us. You
heights.
know what happens, you know what I mean? They start yapping and saying stuff, and it's just like, oh, it just gets all crazy. So it's just nice when they stay in their place.
Chris, be careful, man. It was that same level of slight arrogance
Yeah.
when you was lying to me before, and I got excited. I thought, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. I think in this season, bruv, we need to be aware of everyone because shit is crazy. Yeah, so just be aware. That's all I'm saying. I don't think they're gonna do nothing. Just be aware. All right.
It's not. I'm not. Listen.
No, Chris. That was the point. That was the point, Chris, where you say, yes, nephew,
whenever
no problem.
they get above,
yes, nephew, I understand. Yeah? We're going to move on now, Chris, because I don't want to fall out of you again. All right? Thanks, Uncle. Thank you.
All right. I love it.
Thank you, Uncle.
I've been suffering, man.
Enjoying their game, though. They drew with Leicester, so obviously that keeps Leicester... Not that Leicester were ever getting away from us, but it keeps Leicester in our sights, innit? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Stepdad Brendan didn't do a good job last night. Other noticeable, obviously, Chelsea sacked Frank Lampard. Obviously, we know that's happened. And how do you say his name? Thomas
Tuchel or something? Yeah, something like that.
Tuchel.
Touche?
Yeah.
Thomas
Tuchel.
Satchel? I don't know. However you say his name has come in to Chelsea. Took his first game Wednesday night against Wolves. Got a goalless draw. Okay, I didn't watch the game, so I can't say that. Though. But I'm still gonna sit here and say I'm confused as to why they sacked Frank. Do you know why? Because
really,
what is this? What is he gonna do any different to Frank in the sense of did they really sack Frank just to get a tune out of two players, Havertz and Werner? Is that what they did?
In my opinion, more humble opinion, thanks to Sam's talking to.
Okay.
Frank Lampard should have never got that job in the first place. He's not qualified. He's shown nothing. Nothing to say that he's capable of developing those players.
Has the job he's done been that bad? Worth sacking him?
Yep. Yes. If you watch him, he's guessing. He's like he's the English Ollie. He's been guessing every game. He puts out a team, and he's guessing. He doesn't know what he's doing. His formations are off. He's playing players out of position, and he's been guessing the whole time. And he's been living off his name. That's what he's been doing. I didn't feel an ounce of sympathy for him because one, he was talking smack to Klopp when he should have shut his mouth, and two, you shouldn't have had that job in the first place. There's people out there that are more qualified than him. He got it off his reputation as a player, and he was not. He was not suitable for the role.
Sam,
he was not
seeing as they were your shout to
simple as that.
possibly win the Premier League, what are your thoughts on it, mate?
I didn't think he was gonna last, but I thought he was gonna last the season. at the very least, because he had a bit of credit from last season based on the fact that he couldn't sign anyone, he'd still made top four. And plus how tight this season is, it's like you're 2 or 3 wins away from being back in the title race at the moment. And so it's typical Chelsea, it's typical Abramovich. I hope they suffer and they crash and burn because of it. I got no love for Lampard, but I did feel a tad sorry for him. I thought, well,
Yeah.
and plus, while he was there as well, to agree with what Chris said, he
Not a
did
drop.
look a little bit clueless. I think him and Jody Morris is just like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and so it kind of made them sit back a little bit. The only
How we play
Huh?
Burnley, left or central? Bling!
let's do that this week. You know what I mean? It seems like that, but I kind of felt like with them there,
idea what he was
that
doing.
quality of players they had were never going to get the best tune out of them because they didn't really know. So this might make Chelsea a bit of a threat, not for this season though, because I think they've got a lot sorting out to do. So for next year, they're going to be a threat, definitely.
Fair enough.
Next year they might be a threat. I'm still not 100% sold on Tuchel. I think he's better than Lampard, but then again that's not hard. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I can't call it either way. They've got very very talented squad. Apart from the back line, I still don't think it's 100%. Of Chelsea fans, is Ben Chilwell still better than Roberts? You clowns. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm still not 100% sold on Tuchel. I'm not sure if he's one of these managers that have got the minerals to handle big personalities like that. He got showed up a bit at PSG as being a bit of a pushover, in my opinion. So it's, I think they should give him time. But the jury's still out. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if he's going to be a success or not.
That draw for Chelsea leaves them still in 8th, and they're like 11 points off the top of the table. So they've got a way to go. On to Tuesday night now, and just quick mentions to West Ham. Ran out 3-2 winners against Palace, which that result brought them into the top 4, and they were above us before tonight's game. I guess they were getting flipping, what's the thing? Vertigo from being up there. Could you imagine West Ham qualifying for the Champions League? That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Behave.
No,
They're playing well, though. They're
sacked
playing all right.
David Moyes the
They're playing
first
all right.
time, and I thought it was harsh the first time they sacked him, even though he was a blue nose. And they brought him back, and he's doing well, man. That's Thomas Souček? Is that his name?
Yeah, he's a threat, massive threat.
Yeah, he's a massive threat, and obviously we'll talk a little bit more about them on the preview show because they're our next game. So look out for the preview show. Are we going to do a preview show? We got enough time to do a preview show, Engineer Sam?
Yeah, we'll fit one in, mate. We'll fit one in.
All right, we're going to try and squeeze Sunday next.
Playing on Sunday.
When is the next game?
Sunday.
When is the next game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
it's at theirs, right?
We'll try and squeeze a preview show in there. People don't get mad at us if we don't. We do have lives. This isn't paying the bills yet, so we still got to work. But yeah, they are playing well. Souček's a threat. Antonio's back fit, and he's doing his bit. You know what he's like. Very strong, bullish up front. So yeah, shouts out to West Ham beating Palace. Leeds managed to get back to winning ways against Newcastle as well. I think Newcastle might be in a little bit of trouble, I think they could.
I hope they get relegated. The funny thing is, I like Newcastle. I had some good times in Newcastle. Love Newcastle as a club, but I can't stand Steve Bruce.
Do you know
Um,
Do you know what? Yeah,
Any
talking
team
about
he's coaching,
relegation,
they want to get
I forgot
relegated.
to mention Villa Burnley. That game was topsy-turvy. Burnley ran out 3-2 winners. Now, two things I want to say about Burnley. First thing I'm going to say is that I've been saying all the time, they're a horrible football team and they need to go down. Like the way they play football is just dinosaurs, man. Yeah, it's horrible, man. But somebody said, I don't think it was on Twitter, I'm not sure, Twitter or on Instagram, somebody said that if me and Tarkowski, is that the defenders, the central defenders, yeah? If they were playing the way they were playing in a Liverpool or any of the top 6 sides, they'll be labelled as world class, but because they play for Burnley, nobody gives them a mention. And I looked at that statement and I thought, what's world class about me and Tarkowski? What do they do?
I like Tarkowski. I have to admit, I think he's a solid defender. And I think when they played us, I think they defended brilliantly. I think,
But let me ask
although
you,
we
does
were on top of
defending
our game,
alone
I
in
really do give
2021
credit to
get
them.
you the label of a world-class defender?
No, I mean people. Listen, we know that people throw that thing around way too casually, um, and it's probably their fan base that are saying if they don't get me wrong, players who play for lesser clubs do get less credit because they're playing for lesser club. I agree with that, but I wouldn't quite unless you've been in them situations where you're tested by world class players on a consistent basis, i.e. the Champions League. You can't really call
That
yourself world class, even if you are performing
that's
to
the
a high
fact.
standard. You have to be tested at that level.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's pointless. You can't. It's not something you can really prove
Fair
until
enough.
they are
But
tested against the
anyway,
top
I,
players
I
all the
hope they
time.
drown. Not in metaphorically speaking, not figuratively. You know what I mean? Jeez, we're not killing anybody at Anfield South. Don't worry. Um, and again, North London Red beat Southampton 3-1. Whoopsie doo, Saka scored. Woo! Yeah, he's gonna be the next Henry. Yeah, whatever. Well, let's talk about Man City because obviously they lost KDB to injury. He's going to be out for is it 4 to 6? He's out for yeah. And they went
6
to
weeks,
the
4 6
Hawthorns,
weeks.
which I thought was going to prove a tougher test. But Big Sam, 5-0.
Jolting.
They really poor at home. They really poor at home. They have been all
Let the
season. They
man
play
talk.
better
I
away
said
from home.
Sam. Let the man talk, man.
I think we.
Oh, you thought you was referring to Big Sam, the
Oh,
manager?
sorry.
No.
Sorry. It's late, man. I've
No,
been drinking.
no.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's one of them games. It's like you if you put money on a game, you know that Man City are going to score 3 or 4 against a team like that, especially away from home. And it was boring. It was boring. It's like I don't like watching football or perceiving games and knowing the result before it happens by a long shot. It's like as soon as that first goal went in, I was like, all right, yeah, game over. And that was after 20 minutes. It was just like, I'm not saying they lay down, but when Man City are on form like that, and you're a poor team at the bottom of the league, you're going to get spanked. You're going to get spanked. And it just winds me up because I know 100% when we go to the Hawthorns, we're going to have to try and scrape a 2-1 at best. Yeah, because they're going to bring out their best performance of the season, as normal. And it just winds me up. But in terms
They've
of
had their
Man's...
best performance. No, they've had their best
Nah.
performance against us.
Nah. That was a late equalising header, man. I'm not even giving them that. They'll play better against us at home. I guarantee that. Guarantee that.
I don't know. I think we're. It depends on what team we got out there. Like I said, I want to see us put a few more performances together before I start getting back in the, on my high horse. But I think Jota hopefully is maybe a week away now from coming back. I think once his dynamism comes back into our team, then
We've got West Ham
I'm
Sunday,
itching to
then it's
see what.
Leicester, and then it's Man City. So Man City in about 2 weeks, if you like. I don't know exact dates.
So have we got 3 home games?
City, we
3
got
away
home.
games in a row.
Yeah, I think it might be West Ham away. It's West Ham away, definitely.
Leicester away.
Leicester away.
Everton at home.
Do we?
No, we play Everton first
I
before we
think
play
so,
Leicester. Because if we play West, because the Leicester game's away, so that would be 3. I don't think we got 3. I think
West
it's
Ham, actually.
Everton, then Leicester.
West Ham, we got Brighton, then Man City,
Okay.
then Leicester. That's the order.
So we got away and then 2 at home. Brian's at home, yeah.
Brighton's
Is Brighton
at home. Yeah,
Brighton's
Brighton's
at
at
home,
home. City's at home. Leicester's away. So Jota's got literally. He ain't gonna make the Man City game, is he? There's no way. Even if he does, he makes the bench, doesn't he? Doesn't start anything like that. Yeah,
How far away is
the
the Man
7th
City
of
game?
February.
2 weeks away.
Yeah, we've not even seen him anywhere near the training ground. Nah, he's not making that.
Damn,
He's not
that
making
sounds.
I just
But it
feel
would be
like,
nice if we could string just 2 wins together, maybe 3 before that
Yeah.
Man City game, and really make it a huge game.
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't even play Matip until that game, man. Just keep
We
the
don't know
guy
what his problem is. We
wrap
don't know
him
what his
up in-
problem is.
in-
So this,
cotton, man.
just.
Oh, he's annoying, man. That's talking about it now. He's winding me up again.
I wrote City off a little bit at the beginning of the season, but they stayed in the hunt and they are the real threat to our crown. To be fair, yeah, they have. They even not
They're the
just the fact
favourites
that
at the
they're
minute.
top of the league,
They're the favourites at
it's
the
just the
minute.
way they're playing, man. Just the way they are out there doing their
They're
business.
grinding.
So hold on, that game against West Brom was the first game without KDB, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. You see, it's a good. Do you know what I mean? Just forget where it took them in the league.
Yeah.
It's just the benchmark they're setting without their best player, bro. They're just telling people, look. And I think Gundogan's got a new slice of life. Gundogan got a new slice of life, and he's just like he's playing doing the false nine thing. So he's banging goals. Cancelo, they just got goals all round the place. Cancelo's a centre back. Is he a centre back?
I think he's there, Mr. Utility, you know, because he plays in midfield, he's played centre back. I've
Fullback,
seen him both fullback play positions
Where
as
did he
well.
start on Tuesday? Do you know?
Don't know, you know. I don't know.
No. But anyway, they got goals coming from all
I
around.
didn't see the game.
So yeah, definitely got to be wary about City. But yeah, man. Apart from that, is the roundup of the Premier League action from the Anfield South boys and what we think, man. Do you know what I mean? Boys, what we done? We done now, yeah. We good, Sam? Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. All right. I have to ask the engineer guys because you know what I'm saying. He's the guy that chops up the pod and does all the good stuff. And when you see him all looking, all singing and dancing, he's the guy. So, you know what I mean? Don't want to give him too much work to do because them buttons are scarce. Yeah, man. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Listen, guys, you still got time to enter the competition. £100 night vouchers to spend on a brand new Liverpool kit or whatever it is you might feel to buy from the Nike store. So all you got to do is go to our Instagram page, like the post, tag your mate, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll be in with a shout, man. The draw's going to be done on the pod for the West Ham game, so that will be Sunday night. The draw will be done. The pod should be out Monday morning. So yeah, man, get involved. Listen, do all that good stuff as well. Hit the bell. Like I said, man, we'll come to you. You know what I'm saying? You'll know when we're putting the content out. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. I've been your boy Slim as always. Chris Hill's in the building. Thanks for joining us, brother. And engineer
Pretty
Sam,
cool.
don't make it too late at night, but do what you do, my brother.
Yeah, I'm going to bed, bro. I'll see you in the morning.
Until the next time, people, man.
Yeah.